Hey guys, welcome back to Bookmarked with Jess. I'm really excited about this video because it was not something that I was expecting to do. Me and my husband have just had the most hellacious 2 weeks at work. It's just been really busy and lots of crazy stuff going on, and it's just been too much. So he kind of surprised me this afternoon and said, do you want to go fiddle fart in some thrift stores? And I was very excited to do that. Thrifting is something that's new to me. It's not something that I've always done. I've probably been doing it for a couple of months, but I have already curated some really special things for our home that I'm really excited about. I was kind of expecting this not to be a great find because it's Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So I figured, the thrift stores are gonna hold some of their best stuff for Black Friday. And we actually did end up going to this Goodwill thinking that they closed at 5 o'clock, and they ended up closing an hour early. So we were like in a mad dash to try to go there. But then the second thrift store that we went to is my favorite. So we went to America's Thrift Store, and we're able to find a lot of really great finds there. So I just want to share those with you so you can see all the great things, and I'll tell you for the things that I'm planning to use as Christmas gifts, how I'm going to plan to kind of dress them up and make them special and make them personal for each of the people that I have them planned for. This is Silly Goose, and if you knew me in person, you would know that I say silly goose all the time to my children, to my husband, to my family, to my friends, to my patients. Everybody is a silly goose. So when I saw this pretty little English blue caddy, I just knew that it had to come home with me. Also, it's got these little places for forks, knives, and spoons, and then of course napkins, which I think is really sweet for a party. If, I wanted to put it out for one of my boys' parties, I might just turn it around and I could add something here to make it a little bit more boy. I just love this for every day. So I do plan on sitting this on my kitchen table for just our everyday use. And I may end up not putting the spoons, forks, knives, and napkins. I may end up putting flowers in here and just letting it be a sweet little special vase. So I fell in love with that automatically. And this little guy was only $4. So when I saw it, I said, you're coming home with me, little guy. The next thing I got, my husband said, that is hideous and I hate it. But I said, just trust the process because I really think this can be something special. So this is this little wall basket. And I thought this would be so cute in our home or even on our front porch. It's solid wood. I thought, I don't love this, but it could be stained darker or it could be painted. So I thought it could be really special, especially during the springtime, full of some pretty hydrangeas. I think it could be really beautiful. So I was really excited to find this, and this one was $5. And for a solid wood piece like this, I thought, I can't leave that. So this was my next little find at America's Thrift Store. The next item I found was just this little wooden house, and I think it's so cute. I know it's for something. I know that this little hole is for something. I don't know what that is. So if you know what that is, please comment it down below so I can either use it that way or maybe it'll give me some inspiration for how I can use it. I just thought it was a really cute styling piece. I think it would be great on like a little stack of books next to a lamp. So I think that would be really pretty. And I think it could be great just in my home, or especially like in my kids' rooms. So we're redoing their playroom now. So I'm gonna see if I even want to use this to style their shelves, or if I'm just gonna let that room be all kid. But I do think this would also be really cute in my den. So I think that's gonna be really special. We've also recently redone our kitchen. So you can see my white cabinets here, but what you can't see is that behind you, the wall behind you is a beigey color that I think this wood pulls really well to this side of the kitchen. So I think that would be really pretty to bring that warmth over. Just gotta figure out how to style it, but I know that it's gonna go somewhere and it's gonna be very happy. And it was only $2.99 for this sweet little box. So, but if you know what this is for, what this little hole is for, let me know. And maybe it's just for cute, but something tells me this seems like it has a use that I'm not aware of. This next thing was that really the only time my husband said, do we really need that? Everything else, he's pretty great about saying, oh, I think that would be great. Or I trust you, I think that's gonna be really fun. But he said, do we really need another picture frame? But look at it. I love the square frame. And of course, this is a part of the frame, but I'm just gonna pull it out. I'm just gonna take it out and put some paper on the back. I don't know how old this is, but I don't think that it's a very new thing. It kind of seems like those things you used to get from Kirkland's like in 2013. Like this might have been a set of 3, but I just really liked the frame. I like the shape and I like the extra squares. And for $2.99, I thought it would be great on our photo ledge, or hanging on the wall, or even sitting on a little easel with a photo of our family in it. So I thought it could be really useful in my home and just add a lot of fun and character. The next item I actually got as a Christmas gift for my sister. So I'm not going to say how much I paid for it, but I'll just tell you it wasn't much. My sister's 20, and she may not appreciate the thrifted of this, but I think she is such a hunter. She loves to find fun things, unique things, and I just thought this was really pretty. So this little crossbody bag is basically brand new. The strap is in great condition. The clasp, the little button, still works perfectly. The tassel is in very good condition. I couldn't find any flaws on this whatsoever. And the inside is really the telling part, because I don't know about your purse. The bottom of my purse has like crackers and crazy stuff in it because I've got kids. But this is pristine. So it looks really great, and it's really clean. I just thought it was really cute, really different, and totally her style. So I thought it was a very classic find for a great price. So I think she's gonna really love that for her Christmas gift. My next find at America's Thrift Store was this really pretty plaid. I really think this is probably a shawl, but it was in the blanket section. It is very large, but it's so thin. I think that it was probably like a shawl that you wrap around your shoulders. That's not how I'm gonna use it. I think it could be used as a blanket, a very thin blanket, but I also thought it would be really pretty lining baskets for Christmas gifts. I think it would just add a little Christmas to any gift basket, and make it a little bit more Christmas and homey. Of course, I'm gonna wash it first and make sure it smells nice, but I do think it was just a pretty Christmassy plaid. I may decide to keep it whole and gift this as well. This does seem like something that, again, my sister would really like, just because she's cold and she loves a cozy thing. So I think this would be something that would be pretty for her as well. Or even my mother-in-law loves cozy stuff, shawls and things like that, and this pattern kind of reminds me of her. So I'll see what happens with it. But when I saw it, I said for $3.59, I got to take it home. The next thing I found is actually for one of my best friends. We've been friends for 27 years, and her last name starts with an H. And I saw this pretty little frame. Her kitchen is in all those blue colors, but I thought, my light is not working. So I thought this was so pretty, and this H was so cute, and it really had all the colors that are in her kitchen. So I thought that would be really pretty for her, and it was for a really great price. I won't say the price since it's a Christmas gift, but I do think that it's very sweet, and it's got those colors that she really likes, so I think it'll pull that in, and it was a very affordable little gift. I'm going to pair it with another item I'm going to show you in just a sec. So this item was one of those items my husband goes, I don't see what you're going to do with that. He also said, that thing is ugly. Why are you getting that? But I thought this little cookie jar was so cute. And again, for my friend with all the blue in her kitchen, I thought that this was really pretty. So what my plan is, because the bottom is very, very bright white, the inside is very bright white. So I know that this little guy is not supposed to be yellowed. So I'm gonna clean it up as best I can without messing up this pretty little painted color. And then I'm gonna put a little piece of gingham cloth and some homemade cookies in here, and pair that with her sweet little H. And I think that's just gonna make such a sweet gift in a basket. And I think she'll really enjoy that. And there's one more little item that goes with this that I'll show you in a second. This item is 100% for me. Nobody's getting this pretty little jar. Just love her so much. It's actually a really nice size, and it's a nice heavy glass, but I just loved the shape. If you are old like me and you remember Mary Martin's Peter Pan, it was a Broadway version of Peter Pan where Mary Martin played Peter Pan. Tinkerbell hid in a jar very similar to this, and I just can't. It just looks like the little jar that Tinkerbell hid in, and I've got to have it. So I'm planning to put just a couple of sprigs in here. I think it'll be pretty all season. And again, just something that would be pretty in any part of my home. This next item is a shirt for my husband. We're having family pictures made this weekend, and I paid $35 for a shirt that matched my dress and my children's outfits. And then I found this, which is almost the exact same, and it was only $8.69, and it's polo, which he is a polo pony boy through and through. So I was really excited about that. It looks like it has never been worn. It is not missing any buttons. It's got this cutie little patch that is supposed to look warm, I think. And then the sleeves are very nice. It just doesn't even look like it's been washed. So I think that this is probably something somebody wore once for family pictures and then never wore again. But I think it's gonna be really special for ours. And compared to the other shirt that I got from Target, it's more of a muted green plaid, or excuse me, red plaid. And I think that that's gonna be a little bit better for the pictures and for what we're looking for. I still have a few items from America's thrift store that we got, but I want to wait on those because I also got some things from the Goodwill that kind of go with them. So I want to show you those things together because I'm going to use them for a little Christmas craft that I'm going to do for Christmas gifts. So I want to wait and do all of those together at the end. So I will skip over now to the stuff we got at Goodwill. One of the first things that I was excited to show you guys is these cute little Christmas pajamas. These have definitely been worn once. So these are for my oldest son. They've got a train on them. That's really special and important to us this year because he's actually going to be performing at our town's Polar Express. He's going to be playing the piano. So I thought that that was really special and just something to kind of commemorate this year. But these were definitely Christmas Eve pajamas that got donated because the kid never wore them again. So I thought my little guy could definitely enjoy these. They're nice and soft. They feel like they're probably bamboo, but they're just a really cute little print. And when my husband saw them for $3, I said, oh yeah, we got to get those for him for sure. These next three items are for me. As I was leaving Goodwill, like I said, it's the day before Thanksgiving, so everything's winter. I noticed that they had a 99-cent rack of shorts and they were all in my size. So I said, well, let me look at those. So the first pair that I got was this little floral pair of shorts. Obviously they're new with tags. They're from TJ Maxx. It looks like the brand is CNC California, and it says compare at $24. The TJ Maxx price was $16.99 and I paid 99 cents. So I think that's pretty good for a brand new pair of shorts for the upcoming summer. Or like my husband said, we live in the South and it's literally like 80 degrees right now. So maybe just to wear tomorrow. Maybe I'll wear them for Thanksgiving. But I just thought they were really cute. They got that cute elastic waist. So I think that it's going to be a really great little pair of shorts this summer. The next pair of shorts that I got, these are J. Crew. So you know they're fancy. And these have been worn before, but they've got all their buttons. And I just thought they were a great little staple. I like the tailored look a lot. I like the little belt loops. I think the length is going to be really good. I did buy these these were a little bit bigger than I normally wear, but I said, you know what, they've got the belt loops, it'll be fine. And when I hold them up, I mean, you can't see that, but I think that they'll be just fine. I think they'll fit great. And I just love that kind of linen-y denim look. So I think those are going to be really pretty this summer. So I'm excited to wear those. And the last pair was actually what caught my eye on the rack. I love a gingham short. I just think that that's so cute. Obviously these are new with tags as well. The original, these are from Nautica, and the original price was $54.50. Then the TJ Maxx price was $16.99, but I paid 99 cents. This is one of the things I was really super excited about. It's a Victorian house, a little porcelain Victorian house. Apparently, it was made in 2007. I don't know, but it still lights up. It's so cute, and I just immediately fell in love. Something about it makes me think of maybe Home Alone or Mary Poppins. I can't remember, but it just seemed very holiday. Apparently, this was originally $10, probably at Walmart, but I got it for $2.99, and it still works. So I thought it was so cute. I'm going to take it out of the box to show you just how cute it is in person. Look at that. Just look at it. Wouldn't it be so sweet in the bathroom? Or I also have this really pretty buffet table that I think would be really lovely on. And you can tell that it's older because of this that no grounding, but you know, that's how it is sometimes. It'll be fine. We'll watch it. We'll make sure the house doesn't burst into flames. But I do really love this little Victorian house. I think it's so cute. And it's just a little dreamy Victorian home. It's perfect for Christmas time. So as I was checking out, kind of right in that same vein with my cutie little Victorian house, I saw these little porcelain figurines to go with my little Victorian house, and they just take tea lights. So I thought, you know what, I can totally do that. And for 99 cents a piece, I just thought they were adorable. I love the little bakery and the restaurant, and they can go on either side of my Victorian house. So my little Victorian porcelain people can go have dinner and then go have a treat at the bakery. I just, I'm thoughtful like that. I want my little porcelain people to have things to do. But I just thought these were so sweet. And just, I am a grandma in a 30-year-old body, so this is so grandma, but I love it so much. I think it's just going to be so sweet, a cute little Christmas village. And of course, there's only 3 little houses, but I think they'll be really sweet together. So the last little things that I have to show you before we move on to the things that I'm using for the craft are these adorable little candle holders. Hold on. Hold, please. Look. It's a little handle. Doesn't it look like a sweet little Victorian child just walking down the hallway going, "Mother, can I have some water?" So sweet. I just absolutely fell in love with these, and they've got little Christmas trees on them. I just thought they were so cute. So I knew that this was something that I had to take home with me. And for $1.99. I thought that they were super cute, and they were just that classic Christmas that I love. So I think it's going to be really pretty, styled on my dining table or close to it, and where I have my kind of more classic Christmas decor. I may again put it on a stack of books and let it just be like this, but definitely not with this candle because it's not the right color. But I think it'll be really, really special. And of course, there were 2, so I had to get both so they could be friends. I also, at America's Thrift Store, got my son this pair of Toy Story boots. The last 3 times I've been in there, I've looked at these boots and I've gone, but the star is missing. They're his size, but the star is missing. And they were selling them for $6.99, and I just thought, is it worth that when I have to replace the little star? Well, my husband saw them and he said, well, we have to get those for him because Toy Story is his favorite movie and he is obsessed with his cowboy boots. So I said, the only thing is that it's missing the little star. So when we got to the checkout, I just said, do you think you could take a little extra off since it's missing the star? And she said, yeah, how about another 50% off? Yeah, girl, I'll take it. So she charged me $3.99 for these. So I was really excited about those. Gonna wash them and clean them up for him. Of course, I'll replace the little star for him, and I think they're gonna be perfect, and he's just gonna eat these up and wear them all the time. I got these 2 little jars for Christmas gifts. I'm just gonna make up some little Epsom salt packets for bath time for some family friends, and I'm gonna put them in here so that they can be cute. I'll probably add a label, that says use a teaspoon per gallon of water or something like that, or that just says for the bath. So something like that. But I thought they were very cute and a perfect size. Who knows what they were used for? Maybe medicine, maybe lotion, maybe something weird. I don't know. But now they're going to hold bath stuff. At Goodwill, my husband found, look at the little sink, and it holds toothbrushes, so it needs a good cleaning, and it'll get one. Things like this, it's got the little thing that I can pull out the bottom. So honestly, I might throw it in the dishwasher, but it is going to get a really good cleaning before we put our kids' toothbrushes in there. But I just thought it was so sweet and just different and fun and a little bit whimsical and just special. So for $1.99, I said this little guy has to come home with us. So everything else I'm going to show you, I am using as vessels for Christmas gifts that I'm going to make. So I actually saw a YouTube video, I can't remember the creator's name, but I will link the video down below, so you can see how she recommended you do this. But basically, she is making candles out of those long cylindrical Dollar Tree candles, by boiling the wax down and then putting them in new vessels. So I just thought that is such a great idea. And I used to make, I guess I still make, just not very frequently, cold processed soap. So I have lots and lots of fragrance oil. I have lots and lots of mica. So I can make these really, really personalized to each person, even though I'm reusing Dollar Tree wax. So I think it's going to be really fun and really special for each person, and it's just personalized, and I think that's really fun. So I'm going to show you the different vessels that I got. So this one is very large, and of course it's just a bowl, but it was priced at 79 cents, and I thought this was just a really great size. I thought it would be great with maybe 2 wicks, and then a Christmassy scent. I have a balsam and fir, and then maybe just leaving it white. But I thought that that would be really lovely and a nice little gift, maybe for my boss, something like that, so that she can enjoy the Christmas season as well. This little vessel, my husband said, "Why are you getting an ashtray?" And yeah, it kind of looks like an ashtray. It's probably a butter dish, actually. But again, I thought 2 or maybe even 3 wicks, this would just be really cute. And I like that it's a different shape. So, I mean, it's not just the regular round. I thought this could be really special, and it was $1, and it's nice and heavy crystal. So even when all that's melted down, they'll still have this dish. And if they want to use it as an ashtray, they certainly can. These next 2, I immediately fell in love with the shape of these glasses, and then realized that they were actually etched glass. So they were, they have that little M on them. Now, our last name does not start with M, but I do have a very close, or my mentor, I would say, at work, or just a really great friend to me. His last name starts with M, and I thought this would be lovely for him and his wife to do a more masculine scent in one and then a more feminine scent in the other for Christmas, just a little something special for them. And then when they're, when they melt them down, if they want to use these as drinking glasses, they certainly can. Or again, they can just take them back to the Goodwill, whatever they want to do. Or maybe they'll use it up and they'll say, "Jessica, can you fill that up with another beautiful candle for me?" I was like, "Of course I will." But I thought these were really sweet, and I couldn't pass them up, especially when I thought, it's even got the initial on it. This is perfect. This next one, I was so excited about when I found it, because I know that this is real crystal, and I knew that when I showed my husband, he was not going to get it. But I showed him this beautiful crystal dish. Look at the inside. It's really, really heavy. All this outside is etched, and it is true glass. The glass is so thick, and I just immediately fell in love with it. And I thought, this is so pretty for one of the candles that I'm making, especially for like my fancy friends, that actually have crystal in their home. Like me and my friends with our children, our crazy children who are running around breaking everything that they can find. This is probably not a good thing for them, but for my friends that are a little bit older, whose kids are a little bit wiser, this is probably a perfect item. I showed this to my husband, and he said, "That's definitely an ashtray. It even has somewhere to set your cigarette." And maybe that's what it is, but it's going to be a lovely candle, and then however they want to use it when they get done is fine with me. Look at the little teapot. How cute is that? I just absolutely fell in love. So little teeny tiny teapot, coffee pot, little pink lid. Definitely needs, ooh, it definitely needs a little TLC. It's dirty. It's definitely been used. Still has remnants of coffee and tea in it, but I think it's still going to be really cute, really special. This is a part of a set of china. I think it may actually be a part of my mom's china or my grandmother's. I'm going to look tomorrow at Thanksgiving and see if I can figure it out. But it's got, on the bottom, I've got to pull the sticker off because they covered up the logo on the bottom. It's Hall 253. There we go. Hall 253. You can see it imprinted, and then of course on the bottom there. So I'm excited to see what this little guy actually would go for. Probably what I paid for it, right? But I'm just curious because it is a part of like antique china, what it would actually go for, and should. And if it is a part of like an antique china set, do I need to make a candle out of it? I almost forgot. The very first thing that I picked up at the Goodwill was this. And I'm not sure if it's for my son's room or if it's going to be for my husband's office at work, but I saw it and I knew that we had to have it. How cute is this? This little baseball diamond, your bat hangs here. You can put your ball cap here, and then if there's a space for 2 balls. How cute is that? I found this one at the Goodwill for $1.99, and I said, sold, 100%. Then we went to America's Thrift Store, and there were 2 similar items. One was a baseball, and one was a bat. And honestly, the bat was like a cricket bat. And I thought, surely, where did these come from? Because they don't look like they're from like Hobby Lobby. You know, they don't look like a very common item. It was funny that I saw 3 of them in one day. Like, this even looks hand painted here. So I don't know where they came from, but I immediately fell in love with this. I love this vintage look, and I think it's going to be really sweet either, like I said, in my husband's exam rooms at work, or in my son's rooms with their little first baseball bat. I think that can be really special. Okay guys, that's the entire haul. I'm so glad that I got to show all of this to you. Next time, I will try to take you along with me as we're thrifting so you can kind of see things in real time and how I make those decisions and how I decide what's going to come home with me and what needs to stay. But I just couldn't do it this time. I was too excited to be there and be there with my husband, and he was so sweet while we were there. I told him, thank you so much for bringing me here. I know that this is probably annoying for you. And he said, I'm just enjoying being with you. Sweet little man. So we really had a great time. It was a good little date. And we, didn't have to spend a bajillion dollars to do it. So I'm excited about the Christmas presents I'm going to be able to put together for my friends and my family, and then also some really great finds for us in our home. So I'm really looking forward to this being a part of my channel. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to like and subscribe. I also do a lot of book videos and vlogs from my life, just girl stuff, or just guy stuff. If you like that kind of stuff and you're a guy, then tag along with us. We'll be happy to have you. So that's enough for now. I'll see you soon. Bye.